Funny little shot here to open. Just got to dodge the side pocket. Yeah. Easy to overcut that ball, especially in the first rack, it seems. Our first look at Ko Ping-yi, former world 9-ball champion.
The mistake was made by his younger brother. Ko Ping-yi did the rest. That was a pretty solid start.
Oh, this is going to hurt. And this is a huge mistake from someone who just doesn't make these types of mistakes.
Extension, please.
No, Ko Ping-yi jumps the ball great, so I wouldn't, ooh, lefty? Wow. Big stretch here for the young man. More of a darting effect here. Wow, he landed on top of it. That's why he got so much draw on the cue ball.
It's a 30-second shot clock, and all of this screwing and unscrewing his cue is taking quite some time. And look where he's finished.
Yeah, he's going to put some steam this one. Try and fluke it in, maybe up in the corner. Pretty solid hit on the black 8, but it's going to give up a shot to his younger brother, Ko Chung. So a chance to remedy that first mistake in game 1.
Ko Chung wins the rack.
This has got to be flirting with the side pocket a bit, the cue ball. That's the side I thought about, but
Foul.
wow.
Ball in hand.
I think he was going to be snookered anyways behind the 9, but pretty
Start the
bad
clock,
roll
please.
there on such a nice cut shot on the 6.
Yeah, that was undeserved, wasn't it? And for the second consecutive rack, his younger brother gets an 8 and 9 ball gift.
Ko Chung wins the rack.
Ko Ping-yi might have seniority, but it's Ko Chung who has superiority, at least. Early days, it is 2-1 to the younger man.
Gotta stay steady here. Oh, watch out. Watch out, his brother gave him a couple gifts, and he has returned the favor.
Foul.
And I think that's a result of the 7 ball, a little bit more than the mistake there on the 8.
Start the clock, please.
Moved the cue ball 3 rails and landed on the rail a little flat.
Ko Ping-yi wins the rack.
Put a lot more into the cue ball getting from the 9.
Thanks.
We've seen a hat-trick of very unconventional finishes to racks. 6 missed pots so far, and we're still trying to determine what's going to happen in rack 5.
Oh, that same side pocket has killed Ko Ping-yi so far. Speaking of Fortunsky, he's in the crowd sweating this match. So I think it'll be a total of 8 pocketed balls for Ko Chung to get 3 games on the board. Ball in hand with an 8 and 9. Another ball in hand with 8-9. Now ball in hand with just 4 left. And way out of line with ball in hand here. This has definitely got to be a little psychological, what's going on here in our first match. Nice recovery.
Chung wins the rack.
So there it is. Chung again hits the front. This is a match full of errors and twists and turns, momentum shifts all over the place.
Are both competitors, and maybe there's nothing more competitive than between brothers, right? Nice shot there. And I like it that he kept it simple. I mean, if he's feeling better, maybe he tries to dig on the cue ball, get a little closer to the 2. But, you know, the way this match has gone, it's going to be the guy who ends up solid here in the last half of the match that takes it down. Should make it to where he ties this match at 4.
Yeah, when the 5 ball goes down, they've both potted an equal amount of balls. Better, just better.
Wins the rack.
So this contest started out as best of 13 racks, a race to 7. Now it's been reduced to best of 5.
I think he's still got to try and pocket this ball up in the corner. He's overcut it. And he's lost the cue.
Ball in hand.
Wow.
Start the clock, please.
I must say, Jeremy, these two are truly world-class players with an array of titles to their name. Consequently, I'm astonished by the standard of this match and astonished by the amount of mistakes we've witnessed. Simply astonished.
Yeah, I commented a few times at the World Pool Championships that I thought maybe you might see some struggles from the Chinese Taipei players just because they've been away from that heavy competition in the big events. But I didn't expect it here in Gibraltar. And I don't think either one of them, whoever goes on to win this, will give themselves a pass on this match, considering they're playing their brother. We've got to get back to the practice table and get some things fixed. And I'll be honest about it. I feel that bowling never helped my pull stroke at all. I did it a couple times and it cost me some money, that's for sure.
A slightly anxious moment as the cue ball went a little close to that centre pocket, although it was never going to find gravity, was it? I think it's fair to say that Kaci deserves a lead. He's 6-4 ahead and he's on the hill. But from what I've seen and from what he's seen, David Al-Qaedi, their next opponent, will not be intimidated. I say their next opponent, almost certainly now. It's going to be Kaci. Indeed it is. Age prevails. the older brother, Ko Ping-yi, beating his younger sibling, Ko Ping-chung, by 7 racks to 4. He's into the last 16 of the World Pool Masters.
Yeah, he may have to slow roll this. He did come round to see if there was a path. It's because the green 6 ball's causing a few issues. Yeah, he's played it very hard. I'm not sure what he's attempted here. He's going to work out okay. He's got a shot.
A great call, although moments after losing last night, Jason spoke with me and he said he thought someone would do it this week. Maybe Kaci, his Moscone kept teammate, will be the one. Well, it's chalk and cheese pool to the mistakes we saw in the previous match.
Excellent. Kaci
This is awesome from the Albanian. 2 racks played, 2 break and run-outs, and he leads 2-0. Dennis Orcollo's contribution to the contest so far has been to be involved in the lag.
Well, Phil, he's missed that by a long way. We've seen a lot of missed balls this week so far. We're only on day 2 as well.
In Yorkshire, when you miss a pot by that amount, they say he missed it by a week. Eklent Kaci's not complaining.
Where he's left the cue ball there, it's very hard to get the cue ball down the table. Yeah, finish up in a similar position. I mean, he's still okay. So this 9 ball for a wonderful start.
What a terrific shot. What a terrific pot that was. Already, Dennis Orcollo is playing catch-up against Kaci because Kaci leads 3-0. The 1 is a really vital ball. It will be in this rack if he can knock it in and achieve position at the same time. It's looking rather bleak for poor old Dennis.
Just caught the top rail, didn't he? And from that angle, they're just not going to fall anymore.
Yeah, we saw this a few times yesterday, especially with that pocket. If you catch that near jaw, no sir, no way.
So on this type of shot now, if he doesn't hit exactly where he's aiming on the cue ball, any little bit of spin, he's going to miss the pot. As we've just seen.
I think the degree of hesitation told us a story there. He didn't fully fancy that.
Surely he's not landed well. The referee needs to watch this one. It's not going to reach. It's not going to reach. Is it going to reach? It is going to reach, Phil. Wowzers.
Make your mind up, Cole. The one thing he couldn't do, though, is screw back enough for the 7-ball, so had to avoid the push, and in so doing, he was tentative. He's left the jump. All happening. Oh, that's class.
Yeah, the old jump draw shot there. Well, from what looked like a very nice table layout, well, he's making a bit of a mess of this, but this 8-ball is going to be nice on the 9. So the main thing is Orcollo's going to win the rack.
Orcollo wins the rack.
When it comes to a nation who can play pool, the Philippines are right at the top of the tree. They've produced so many sparkling talents over the years, and you're looking at one of them right now. Dennis Orcollo, what a fighter. When it comes to kicking, Cole, collectively, the Filipinos are out of this world.
Yeah, they're the best at it. You know, whenever we've been over in the Philippines for the tournaments, you know, we go in pool room, it used to be called one side, and there'd be often big matches being set up, and we'd watch them, and they really are strong in that department. Playing it in the left centre. Cue ball's going to be running up towards that right hand side of the table. Yeah, good shot, Dennis.
You hear it repeatedly, don't you? There's no substitute for experience. Dennis Orcollo proving that theory here when he was 4-0 down. The one thing he did not do was panic. Now he's in front. Eklent Kaci 5-4 adrift.
Extension,
Please. Liked, so he's got to bear down on this one. The mistake has come, Phil. These 4-inch pockets is all going to be about cue ball control. You've got to try and get the cue ball in better positions to make these shots easier. The mistake has come. Kaci, you're still alive.
And you know, Cole, you've been very observant in this match, talking about the pace of play of Orcollo. There, he waited. He was slower. Couldn't get composed. He knew the importance of the shot.
Kaci's face with the tough shot here, though. He's got to spin this in with a bit of left. That will take the scratch from the right and centre pocket away. Oh, he's decided to play it hard. Thought he could have played it a little softer and played for the 9 in the other corner. The tension is building. Second chance for Orcollo. It's a thin, long one. Needs this to bounce, though. This is not going to be nice. Might have to play the bank. It's up to Dennis. He could maybe roll it into the right centre, or he can play the bank. I think he's bank into the left centre for the match.
And it's money in the bank for Dennis Orcollo. What a comeback that was. 7 racks in succession after falling into a 4-0 hole. He needed a second chance in the clinching rack, but in the end, he took it. So Eklent Kaci, one of last year's semi-finalists, is out. Dennis Orcollo moves forward to play the defending champion, Alexander Kazakis.
It looked like he was trying to stay very focused, just in case he got the opportunity. That one ball to open the 5th rack for Kaci, I think that's what really turned it around. Pretty routine shot for the Albanian, and he let it slip away, and really kind of things went against him after that, I thought.
So Abdullah, he's playing the hard cut break, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's probably not wanting to make the one, trying to get it around the table. Best up nice on the 2. A little bit of a cut, but very natural 2-rail position on the 3. Maybe. Yeah, he's trying to bang it around the table. Hard to control it with the jump cue. And what happens is you don't feel as much power with the jump cue, right? So you tend to overhit it sometimes when you're trying to move the object ball. Well, that's a great stroke. Or can I get this in with just a high ball? Side pockets do not give much here. And a little quick, maybe with the transition. Just barely caught the point, I guess, right?
Yeah, didn't see that one coming. I know he lost position.
I think it was going to be difficult to use the side rail and get in position on that 4. Usually an effortless draw stroke from Abdullah.
Well, I'll tell you what, that might be the best shot of the event so far. That is not easy.
Yeah, well, I saw that in Milton Keynes. He drew the ball very easily. Very powerful stroke.
Look at that. Come back absolutely straight as an arrow. Yeah, it's amazing when you watch them slow-mos, what happens with the cue ball. Because of the dots, you can see exactly how the cue ball rolls. It almost like skids along the felt.
Oh, that was way thin. And this cue going to track to the rail, but a cuttable 6 ball. And
I think Niels has missed a trick there. I think the safety. Just take your medicine, JJ. Split the balls.
Yeah, and I don't know if he kind of hit up on the ball, and that is definitely a sign of usually you'll overcut the ball a lot of times. It's almost like the opposite of a skid. It doesn't quite grab the object ball as much when you hit upward with the stroke. I wouldn't get too tricky with the cue ball here. Backside of the 7, I think.
This looks good, JJ.
Very good.
So he's been let off the hook a little bit here as Abdullah. Niels has had a couple of chances.
Little off angle going towards the 9, so he should just get a little past the side is all. Oh, he put a lot into that. He's got to watch out. This a little bit. I was kind of wondering there. I don't mind him not stunning, but you got to know it's going to get close to the 9. So you usually take a little off the cue ball in that sense.
This is a big shot in the context of this match. He's got the 2-time former champ on the ropes. Is the 9 in? Is the 9 in? It is in! Abdullah Alyousef. He's leading Niels Feijen 5 racks to 1.
quick with the stroke. He made the ball deflect a little bit more with that inside English, and Alyousef back in a prime position.
Yeah, Abdullah's got to like this. He knows Niels has been on the ropes. Couple of pots missed and a couple of poor safeties and maybe a couple of bad decisions. What a chance for Abdullah. 6-2. This is a chance to get on the hill. 6-2 is a big, big lead.
Very short with the cue ball there. Looked to me he got a little worried about pocketing the ball, maybe. Took a little off.
This is a big shot now, isn't it? Playing it into that blind pocket. We've seen a few of these missed this week so far. Whenever you fire this into that, this is just probably far enough there. If he just grazed the right long rail, if he plays it slow enough, it could go.
Yeah, good call, Carl. That's exactly what happened. Had plenty of angle. He really didn't have to put much into the cue ball, so that always opens the pocket a little bit, especially on the slick table. Can't take his eye off this, though. He wants to pinch the cue ball a little bit, I think. Is he opening up here? Wow, very comfortable. Can never look these. Anytime you're near the rail with the cue ball.
Yeah, this has got a feel of Alex Pagulayan, Mr. 9. Very similar to this.
Abdullah Alyousef.
Well, Abdullah Alyousef hasn't. He's on the hill. He's just 2 balls away from a chance to face off against Naoki Oi in the last 16. He's played a good match here. A simple 9-ball. To knock out a former 2-time champ, Abdullah Alyousef, 7-2 over Niels Feijen. The dream season continues.
And last year, 2 Euro Tour events in Slovenia and Turkey. I think he's a more dangerous opponent now than he's ever been.
Yeah, he's going to run the cue ball 2 rails behind the 6 here, trying to double bank the one to the bottom rail. Didn't quite get the one, I don't think, where he wanted, but decent. Difficult kick shot anytime the ball's out in the middle of the table. Really got to find a good path, and he's got to slow kick this to get the English to take. Yeah, that's the problem with that. If you hit it firm on the slick table, the second rail doesn't take the side spin as much, and you miss a lot of kick shots.
And start the clock, please.
And now this is just the kind of opportunity you want to bet into a match, ball in hand. The ball's nicely spread.
Looks like he may have to go into a piece of the 8 if he goes forward with the cue ball. Not a whole lot of angle to really stun the cue ball or draw it a couple rails either, so we'll see how he addresses the cue ball. And he's going forward. Oh, he got it now. Now he needs it to slow down. Oh, man. He expected contact on the 8 there, Phil. He may have to play a rail first shot here. to get over. Showing off the power. Okay, this shot is a little tricky because to get past the side, you have to put a little into the cue ball off of a thin shot. So easy to overrun. He may go back and forth here and play the 9 in the lower left.
Awkwardly tucked into the side cushion, just an element of doubt. So that was a no-doubter in terms of the 9 ball. A really good rack run by Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, who takes an early 2-1 lead.
Hard to say if he got too much draw on that or not enough. Definitely didn't want to contact the 6. Oh, that's run. He may need it to run more.
That was not an appetizing shot, but it was really well played.
Mika Immonen.
It is 2-2. Keenly contested this match. Mika Immonen back on level terms.
Okay, he's got to make a decision here. Does he lay up for the side pocket on the 5 ball, or does he come above it? Really can't argue either. The 6 does have both corners, so he can fall below the 8 for the 6 in the lower right. Of course, another one of those side pocket shots, so you have to be pretty perfect. And I remember playing Mika in Malta in the singles match in the Mosconi and in his MVP run, and of course Europe winning that event, but man, he played well. The entire team did, though, for Europe.
Mika Immonen wins the rack.
In our previous match, we saw one of the giants of European pool, Niels Feijen, fall at his opening hurdle. And Mika Immonen looks like he might not do that. He's looking good. He leads Francisco Sanchez Ruiz 4-2.
Yeah.
Now, if you need a graphic illustration of the 4-inch pockets we've been repeatedly talking about, that shot was it. 4.5-inch, that goes.
Yeah, and it was
Extension,
hit. It was
please.
hit up the rail a decent piece, you could see, but coming middle of the table, that's where the 4-inch pocket is really going to show up. The object ball's near the side rail. You know, for these guys, they're going to pocket most balls, but from the middle of the table, they're missable.
Francisco Sanchez Ruiz.
It might not transpire this way, but that had the look of the quintessential turning point.
Not sure how easy this one is, though. I'm not sure really where he's going. Is he banking this? I think he is. Sweet shot.
Considering where he's from, Jeremy, I should have shouted "Ole" when that one went in.
Try and edge this ball, come up the left side of the table. He caught that ball. He fluked one in, though.
Shots like that, incidents like that, can make such a wholesale difference, especially when they're taken advantage of.
Yeah, that was a beauty there, and most players wouldn't have shot at that. They would have tried to get the cue ball by the 8 for a safety, but that was hit really well with a lot of confidence, too. Didn't baby it, but didn't bang it. It's always a scary shot on the slick table. It can easily turn over on you and scratch in the upper corner. But speed pretty good, and we should have a tie ball game here shortly.
Right, game on.
The inventive double from Mika Immonen made all the difference there.
No, he can move the ball. It's a great camera view there. He can work it both backwards or forwards, really. Oh, look at the power this guy has. Really a little a la Mika Immonen there. Mika shoots a very similar shot in that situation.
Well, as you say, Jeremy, a great shot and a great camera angle to explain the power and the spin that enabled him to regain ideal position. And from here, he should be regaining the lead.
Yeah, and when we get the replay on that shot, and I'm sure we will, I want you to pay attention to the initial back cue ball, and then after that is when the draw really takes, and that's the art of the shot. Is create the angle with the power, right? The like ricochet effect off the 3, and then you'll see the draw really take place and start to arc the cue ball.
So there it is, the most eye-catching shot, arguably, of the session, has placed Francisco Sanchez Ruiz on the hill. He's back front at 6-5, and this is the shot in question, Jeremy.
Watch it start to arc right there. You see it pick up speed, and that's really what makes it, gets that extra rail and that extra 3 or 4 feet for position on the 4. And that's a lot of timing. And you got to be comfortable.
Always nervy at this juncture when a player is so close to victory.
Yeah, well, that position there, it does play in the side. The side pockets here haven't been friendly, but he can cue the ball nicely, so shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, you would say that 8-ball Mika missed turning point in this match?
Yeah, I would agree with that. He was 4-2 ahead. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz looked in a spot of bother, but not anymore. He loved that. The result, the performance, the way it was finished off. He's a possible Mosconi Cup contender for Europe this year, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. He's won the Derby City Classic 9-ball in 2022, and now he's overcome a European pool giant in Mika Immonen. by 7 racks to 5.